watching. So today I have JJ Egosi. Am I pronouncing that right? Yeah, I'm not actually quite sure how to pronounce your surname. So,
Yeah, a lot of people get it wrong, but you got it right. Egosi.
Egosi. Okay, I got it right. So just to begin, why don't we just start with you introducing yourself? That classic fun way to start an interview.
Yep. So I'm JJ Egosi. I'm the author of the Dark Fantasy series DemonHeart. I've got 2 books out right now, and I hope to have the 3rd one out pretty soon. So
And
if you like Dark Fantasy, be sure to stop by.
absolutely. Give me 2 seconds. I should have grabbed this beforehand. Because I have my copy of book 1 here. Where are you? There we are. This is a professional stream, I swear. So this is book 1. Title of book 1 is The Raging Elementals, and it is the next book that I'm going to read. So, I guess the first question would be, how long did it take you to write the first book?
I remember writing the whole 10-part series back when I was working at a hotel. I had the whole thing outlined, the whole series, back in college. Just kind of sat on it for a year and a half, waiting for a certain moment in my life where I would actually have enough time to write the whole thing. And that moment came when I got a full-time job. I was making money to support myself, so 5 shifts, like 5 nights a week. Whenever I would just come home from work, I'd write a chapter. I did that for 5 months, so it took me 5 months, something like that, to write all 10 books.
Okay.
The first book took me 2 weeks. I spent 2 weeks on each book because each one's 10 chapters.
So you sort of go for the more bite-sized approach rather than someone like Brandon Sanderson who writes a fucking monstrosity in length.
Yeah, I mean, I also had limited time. I would come home from a shift that ended at like 11 o'clock at night. I was very tired. I wouldn't work much past like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I'd only spend like 3 or 4 hours at a time writing a chapter. Now I spend the whole day. It's like an 8 to 10 hour event. So they were bite-sized for that reason, but also because there were just less characters to work with, less history. I mean, it just didn't make any sense to me to make the books longer than like 200 pages.
Yeah.
With.
I mean, I've always seen
You get
people.
bigger, but yeah, like 200.
I've always seen other writers sort of go like, what is the proper length for a book? And some people will chime in, 80,000 words, 100,000 words, 200,000 words. And, like, yeah, some of my favorite books, for example, Brandon Sanderson's stuff, my favorite series at the moment is the Stormlight Archive. And those, if you've ever seen them, those books are fucking huge. They're like 300,000 word books. But on the flip side, a book only needs to be as long as you have something to say. If you're just adding for the sake of adding, it's kind of boring.
It's funny because initially these 10 books were only supposed to be one book. It was supposed to be like a really long, like 1,500 page book. No idea what that is in word count, but assuming 250 words a page, which can be pretty beefy.
Yeah.
Maybe like 200,000, like you were saying. But I kind of realized I'd be kind of suffocating all the ideas that I have in there. Trying to compile it all into one book, it would be too messy. I broke it down to these 10 books, and I'm hoping that the whole series is going to be a lot longer, a lot more detailed as a result.
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely understand that. Like, I've always found the idea that there are strict rules for writing at least for creative writing, completely absurd. Because the whole thing is to be creative, and if you're just doing what everyone else has done, why?
Yeah, it's kind of bizarre because you're supposed to be kind of going against the grain, trying to do things in a new way. Then you start listing all these different rules, like if you do science fiction, your book has to be 400 to 500 pages, or if you do this genre, it has to be this, it has to be that.
Yeah.
I don't really get that. I don't see why I can't release a 200-page fantasy novel.
Yeah, exactly. I feel much the same. Like, the book that I'm writing is probably going to be a longer one. I'm aiming for a minimum of 80,000 words, if not longer. But
It's a good size.
it really, like, I mean, I'll admit that I'm a little jealous that you managed to do 10 books in, I think you said 5 months?
Well, they were like really crappy drafts. Like
Yeah.
I edited the third one
Mm,
like 2 weeks ago. That one needed a total facelift. I added up like 90 more pages of content
yeah,
because there were too many plot holes,
mm.
so many horrible ideas in there that I just need to get rid of.
Yeah, I remember, like, talking
Too
with
much
you
needs to be removed.
on Twitter, you were struggling with one of the scenes that you were trying to find a cut in the chapter, and you just couldn't find a place to.
Oh yeah, yeah,
to
that's like a much later installment.
mm,
That was like me renewing the series for like more movements, as I like to call it. Basically, it's like if this first movement of the 10 books does really well,
mm,
I'll continue it out for more movements, being I can finally financially support myself with all of this.
yeah.
That book is like all the way in movement 5. It's the 20th. It's the 20th book in the series.
Okay. So you've
It
sort of
has
got a.
the This one is more in line with my current writing style. It's got way more characters, a much more intricate plot,
Mm,
and it has the highest page average count of any manuscript I've ever written, 50 pages on average.
okay. Nice,
And that
nice.
one, yeah, and that one is a really bizarre way to end it because the shortest chapter in that book was the last one. It's 36 pages now post edits. But then the last chapter in the book is the longest one. It's 128 pages post edits. So
Okay.
it's just this really almost jarring experience, but kind of had to be that way, and there was no way to split it up. But the first chapter was just like a lot of backstory explaining why the villain is as demented as she is. Then the last chapter is kind of seeing the grand master plan unfold for 128 pages, and it's just very cinematic, almost like a movie finish to a pretty gruesome story.
Sounds interesting. So,
Much later installment that I hope one day I can release and share with all you guys.
what would you say was the hardest part about getting that first book out?
I think it's finding the right people in the industry that you can really trust. Because the problem is a lot of authors like us, a lot of writers who just don't have the right business expertise. We
Mm,
don't really know how to navigate through the fields like the way some other people do, and so it's really easy to get scammed.
yeah.
I find myself in a deal from time to time. Fortunately, the mistakes I'm making now aren't nearly as expensive as the ones I made starting out. But you
Yeah.
gotta watch out. People who aren't doing real promotions, people who are just running vanity labels who will drop you as soon as they get a paycheck.
Yeah, I've heard that thing about the vanity labels. So anyone watching who doesn't know what a vanity label is, how would you describe a vanity label?
So a vanity label is pretty much a label that doesn't really promote books unless they really think that it's their style. But they'll kind of lead you on saying that they'll take on any sort of book. If they ask you for money up front, then you can tell right away that this is a bad deal, that you need to go. That's really the most important thing to know.
Yeah.
They get
That's
you to sign a contract, how to run.
yeah.
Because the way it works with editors, cover artists, they do the service, and then you pay afterwards. They might ask for a deposit in the case of an editor, but you're not going to be paying up front like that or signing any sort of contract.
Mm.
And the amount of money that a vanity label is going to offer will always be asking for you be like ridiculously high compared to the standard average. And
Yeah.
another sign is if they just keep emailing you trying to get money out of you when you're not even showing any interest.
Yeah. Pay $1,000 and be the next Stephen King. It's only $1,000 and you can be this amazing person. No.
It's typically a lot higher than $1,000.
Yeah. Avoid
Yeah.
labels like that, like the plague.
Yeah.
They'll try and
Yeah.
act like they're noble and good, but the reality is vanity labels are a total scam. A complete and utter scam.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that was the hardest lesson I've learned so far being a writer, getting scammed by one of them. Because I signed up with them and they edited my first book. Then they dropped me only like a few weeks after I got the draft back, telling me they weren't comfortable releasing a book of my genre into the market.
Yeah.
It
So
was just really infuriating.
yeah, I can imagine that would be infuriating.
They'll act like they're your best friend. They'll try to have this relationship with you, and it is just a real scam you gotta watch out for. It doesn't matter how nice they are. If you see the red flags, you gotta run.
Yeah. So, what made you decide to go the self-publishing route versus the traditional route?
Well, definitely what I just said. I did not want to deal with a publishing label of any kind. I was like, just had such a bad taste in my mouth. I'm ready to leave.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want it. I didn't want to self-publish. I didn't want to have to look for freelancer after freelancer. I like the simplicity of just having a label do everything. That's really what lures people in. They like the simplicity. They don't mind paying a premium for this. At the end of the day, you just kind of have to grind it out, and you'll thank yourself later because you'll save money.
Yep. So, for those that don't know, we've been discussing sort of vanity labels. There's sort of two main kinds of publishers, at least as far as I'm aware. There are your traditional publishers, and they'll range from small in-house labels to your giant fuck-off companies like Amazon and the other major labels. I can't actually think of them off the top of my head. And then there are your vanity labels. A proper publisher, like a proper traditional publisher, will never make you pay up front. They will sort, as JJ said, the cover art and the editing, and that generally will be taken out of your first royalty payments, by my understanding. Is that more or less your understanding as well?
They'll charge you about 3 times what it actually takes to get the job done. You can also go with a more trusted indie label. They'll typically want a royalty of the book. And they typically don't promote the book nearly as well as they're hoping for. So you might make a few more sales, but you're going to have to be giving a lot of that money away to the label.
Yeah.
So it's not really worth it either. Plus, they'll charge you a bit more for the same job. They're always going to charge you a premium for the convenience of it all. It's just best to do it yourself.
But there are always those stories of the person that gets lucky who gets a major down payment, but generally it's sort of the whole, at least again, this is my understanding, and it won't be the same for everyone, but my understanding is sort of the, when you already have the money or you already are big and popular and famous, that's when you get paid by these labels to become published. Like, for example, if Stephen King puts out a new book, he would get a huge down payment for that manuscript by a publishing label. Whereas...
Yeah, I mean, if you get an offer from like a huge label like Penguin Publishing, obviously you take that. When you're really small, you get offers from really tiny labels And they could be doing things very ethically, but they're not really going to be a sure thing. You're kind of betting on them.
Yeah.
You don't know if they're really going to get you any sort of promotion. Something like Penguin Publishing, you know your book is going to be a hit. You sign up with them.
Yeah.
Give me the 5 big behemoths in publishing books. If you get to deal with any of them, you know you're going to be successful.
Oh, we have... Is that enough to start? Yes, okay. So, let us start the first round of the game because we have a third person in now. Someone under the name of Probably Not. So, whoever that is, welcome.
Okay.
But yeah,
Hi there. Welcome to the Dictionarium. It's a
would you
video
rather
game
do
that's pretending to
word
be
game or slang?
You're all glorious. In the Dictionarium, you will
Um,
take a made-up
could
word
go either
and turn
way.
it into a real word
Oh,
with real
I
meaning
think it's
that you
chosen
can
for
use
me.
forever or forget about right
Okay.
away.
We'll
It's a
see what it's
game.
given.
Oh, and for anyone watching, join the audience. Just input the room
It might
code
make
and
it
play
easier for you
along.
if you...
Time to play.
I'll put the link in. If you jump into the stream
First
channel
things first, I am assigning you a
as
word.
well, just so you can... Actually, no. This will be
Write
easier.
a definition for this word on your device.
Is this going to let me... Alright, that might make that easier for
I
you.
found this word stuck in my teeth after
So we
I
have to write a
absolutely
definition for the
wrecked an
word
old country buffet.
Fronticles.
Crunticles.
Right. Where do I
Relax.
write in my
You're making up
definition?
words.
It'll
The
just
only
be
way
on
to
your
mess up
phone.
is if you
Whatever you connect to
accidentally create a
Jackbox
real
TV
word
in,
like corn
it'll
cob
get,
or
have
gazebo.
a thing for you.
Right. I mean, I clicked on Jackbox TV. It's telling me to sit and relax, but I think I'm ready to go.
So you should... Hey, Haji, welcome. So yeah, if you're... It says that you're in the game, so on the device that you used for entering the lobby, it should have taken you through to on that device to the right page, like the right screen.
Tick tock, tick tock, tick
Yeah,
tock.
let
The
me
clock's going
refresh
to run
that
out, so
because I
submit.
don't know why.
Worst
Oh,
comes to
here we
worst.
go.
Oh, there we go.
On here. Okay.
So just
When I
the
get,
Let's check these definitions
Hold
out.
on.
definitions we have: ice, not icicles. Charming. That mystery thing the surgeon found nestled among your organs, but she just took out. A quest for the search of a stuck.
Voting time.
She just took it out and decided not
Pick
to
your
tell
favorite
anyone.
definition while I cover my eyes for a second.
Interesting. So there, you just vote for
And
the
remember,
word that you think
can award bonus points to the ones that stole your heart.
Alright.
is best.
A tie happened, so I pick my favorite.
So Chronicles.
My vote.
Toot toot. This dictionary entry needs a synonym. Give me another word that could mean the same thing as the definition on your device. Type quick. This round goes fast.
Okay. A synonym for Chronicles, that mystery thing the surgeon found nestled among your organs, but she just took it out and decided not to tell anyone. Sure, let's go with this. With this game, I generally do either really, really well or really, really badly.
Time
There's
is
no
a
in between.
construct, but still, you need to abide by it. Submit. Show me the words. Pick the word that
So we've
best
got-
fits the definition.
So we have a question for you, JJ. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
Okay.
It's just like I'm trying to play this game. It's very fast.
Yeah,
I can never submit fast enough.
it takes a bit of practice sometimes. So we have a question from the chat for you. King
Okay.
Hajime is asking what the DemonHeart series is about.
Great question.
Come on, vote
So-
already.
It's a 10-part series, and it focuses on the journey of Michael, who's the main character. He kind of just starts off
There's a
as
tie,
this sort
so
of
this one
outcast.
wins.
The village that he grew up in just really wants nothing to do with him. He's a servant in a wealthy estate, and one day he gets thrown out and he's forced to sort of live on his own. And that
In
kind of
round
starts
3,
this
you will use the
series
words in
of
a
different
sentence.
experiences
This is your last
that lead him
chance
to
add
finding
the
out that he
dictionarium
actually had a
entry,
past
so
life
make it
long
count.
ago. But he was actually much
Write
more
the
than just
sentence
a mere
using the word
servant.
on your device.
And so it really follows the journey of him looking for his
A
memories,
complete
trying to figure
sentence
out why
contains
he
a noun
lost
and the
them,
verb.
how,
An incomplete
and really
sentence
what
is
he's
why those
supposed to be
prison
in
guards are
life.
still
It's sort of
looking
the
for me.
self-discovery journey. But it's going to have a lot of pretty intense battles, mainly with the main antagonist, the Demon King. And he's going to meet a lot of different friends along the way, a lot of different enemies. And he's going to slowly start to remember what happened, why he lost the memories, and who he really is.
Sounds interesting. I'm actually
Yeah.
off. I'm off work for the next week, 2 weeks, so I'll be reading through the first part during this time. And Haji says that it sounds very interesting, and yeah, I agree. I'm looking forward to reading it.
Time is almost up.
Yeah,
Finish up
it's
your
hard to summarize 10 books. There are going to be a lot of different journeys. Each book is going to do something drastically different from the last one. First one just kind of sets the scene. I mean, Elemental's obviously the focus of it. And the second book, which is already out, is going to
Ooh,
focus
I'm
on
jazzed to see
different
these.
demons coming out of another dimension. So that's going to be fun. And the third book is really going to be where the series kicks in. So if you enjoyed the first two, ready for the third one.
Time to vote.
So we have oh fuck oh no, better not tell anyone about this, and some Karen girl really did an oh fuck oh no on me.
And the champion sentence is...
Some Karen girl really did an oh fuck oh no on me.
Thank you so much for
So,
your contribution to
You said
society.
you've got the drafts for
But now
the
let's
first
see who
10
won.
down.
Yeah.
If you were to pick one of those to be your
Hurry
favorite,
back for another round.
which
I
book would you
just
say
pulled
is
a
your
new
favorite?
word out of my rutabaga patch.
Oof, that's a tough one. I don't know. I think maybe the eighth one's pretty good because that one I was surprised by how much I was able to do. So I won't spoil too much, but it focuses very heavily on the dimension of steampunk, which is one of the 7 dimensions where the story takes around. So it's got steampunk, but it's also got cyberpunk, and it's got eldritch horror. So it does a lot of stuff in just 10 chapters. And the last one, it pre-edited, is already over 30 pages. It's probably going to gain a lot towards the end to make it even more cinematic.
Nice, nice.
It's just a really cool book. Ninth book though, that's like a really weird one, even by the standards of Demon Hearts. I'm not even sure how to explain that one yet. It's kind of like the.
Oh, keep going. Sorry.
I was just gonna say it's kind of like this weird Alice in Wonderland meets like Lovecraft's Dreamland. It's got more eldritch horror, and it's got these really abstract psychedelic themes. And I remember this one chapter towards the end. So much happens in the span of less than 20 pages. It's going to be quite the experience. I tried to imagine what would happen if somebody just took all the psychedelic mushrooms. That was the chapter. It's going to be fun.
Nice, nice. New room code is up. Oh, sorry.
Oh.
I was just going to quickly say, the new room code is up, ZKPQ.
ZKPQ.
But yeah, you continue, so...
In game?
Yeah, well, we'll start the game in a second. We'll finish this train of thought first, so that we're not splitting the focus.
Okay. Yeah, I was just saying the series gets a lot better as the books progress and as we meet more characters. Because right now, well, you haven't started the first one yet, so you'll only be introduced to 4 different characters, but you're gonna get more and more with each book, and it's just gonna get more dynamic as we watch the journey of each one of these characters. And as we visit all the different dimensions, we see some pretty interesting places, some very bizarre regions, very foreign for the characters that just grew up in a medieval landscape. It's almost like this reverse, it's sort of like this new take on the isekai genre, where you start off in medieval landscape, but then you go somewhere else completely different.
Sounds interesting. Sounds interesting.
Yeah.
But I did. You mentioned like one of them had that Alice in Wonderland type feel, and it brings me to a question that I had for you because I remember you posting this on Twitter, and it was something about like an ice cream land or something.
Yeah,
Is that
I
that book?
So that book I'm talking about is book 21. So it comes after the one I talked about with the 128-page chapter.
Okay.
That one's pretty different. It's about an island made entirely out of sweets.
That's the
The
one.
themes
Yeah.
on that one, it's pretty dark. It has themes of slave trading, a lot of illegal activity taking place on there, a lot of mental abuse. It starts off very sugary and sweet. It gets nasty pretty quick. And the villain, I remember the villain of that book, she just really took over the storyline. I couldn't even keep up with the things that she was doing. It wasn't in the outline. And it just got so dark towards the end.
The way that what that immediately makes me think of is, have you seen Wreck-It Ralph?
Wreck-It Ralph?
Wreck-It Ralph.
I think I've heard of it.
So there's a part of, like it's like all the video game characters are real and they're all interconnected, and they end up going into, I think the game is called Sugar Rush. It's like a candy racing game.
Okay.
And what you've just described makes me think of that, where there was this guy who basically overthrew the rightful queen of that place, corrupted her memories, and became like this happy, sugary, sweet place. Obviously it's all like kid-styled, but I'm picturing sort of that, but darker.
It's a little bit different. It focuses on the enemy guild that rules over the island. And there's a bit of a twist with this island. It's alluded towards the beginning. We see that it's a lot more than just what it looks like.
Mm.
And I don't want to spoil too much because it's so much later down the road.
Yeah.
It gets even more intense than it already is. It's a 21 chapter book. Book 21 chapters that I wasn't going for that, but it came off pretty nicely there. That one's huge. It's close to 1,000 pages. It's got a huge character cast.
Nice. Alright,
That one might be the book, actually, if not book 9.
So it'd be book 9 or book 21, you said?
Yeah, but I have some even weirder ones in the works.
Okay, sounds interesting. I'm going to click everybody's in and we'll start the next round.
Because you don't want to just write what everybody
Hello,
else is writing. You
welcome
want to
to
be
the
kind of weird. You want to stand
a place
out.
Where words
Yeah,
rule and
absolutely.
birds drool.
And just
No
a
offense to
reminder to
birds.
anyone in chat, if
you
you have
people
any
out.
questions for
In the
JJ, chuck them
dictionarium,
in
you
chat
get to
and
make up
I'll
words and what they
relay
mean.
them on.
You'll get points if other people like what you come up with. And in the end, one of you will be crowned Grand Master of Words.
Who will be the
Oh,
Grand
P.S.
Master of
Feel
Words?
free to join the audience. Enter the room code to play along. Let's get started.
Round 1.
Okay, I am sending you a word.
Our word is...
Write the definition for this word
Is
on
there a
your
new
device.
room code?
No, you should be in. Our new word is mewed.
Fun fact, this is one of the words Charlotte
Oh,
wove
here we
into her
go.
spiderweb.
Nude.
But E.B. White edited that part out.
Mewed.
Need to think of a word? What sound would a lamp make if it could talk or sing?
Sure, we'll go with that. Mood. What the fuck kind of word is mood? Mewed.
For the love of clogs, submit right now!
Oh, let's see. Definitions.
Show me the definitions!
The act of becoming a mud. Boring. When your wife won't shut up even when you clearly pressed something. Puce, but uglier.
Okay,
You clearly
the time has come to vote.
Hey, Meteor,
Pick your
welcome
favorite
to the
definition,
game.
or, you know,
The act
the
of
one
becoming
that
a mud
ignites
golem.
your soul.
Well... Hey, I don't need a dictionary. I can come up with plenty of crazy words all on my own.
And the winning definition to be recorded forever in the dictionarium is...
Puce, but uglier. I also probably spelt puce wrong. Now, I am going to guess that yours was the mud golem.
Yes, it
Round
was.
2 is all about synonyms. That's a word that
I
means
should
the
have
same
said
thing
the
as
state
another
of being a
word.
mud golem. I'm just so
Think of a
mute
new
right
word
now
that
and so
matches the
proud of it.
definition on your
I
device.
finally become
Then
the
write
mud
it down
golem.
on your device. Round 2 goes fast, so type.
A synonym for mood. Mewed. Puce, but uglier. A good synonym for this would be... this. Hey guys, I've decided I'm gonna paint my room nude.
You must submit.
Mood
You
muse,
must do
muse.
it now.
I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Let's see these words. Pick the word that makes the most sense with
Muddled,
this definition.
carib, blur, and the other one's hidden by my thing. Muddled, dropping F, carib. I'm going to assume dropping F is someone likely quitting the game. Carib. Carib. It's a Karen, but worse.
And the winning synonym is...
Blech. I'm gonna paint my room blech.
Now we have a brand new word and definition. Let's use it. Craft a sentence
Create
using the word on your device.
Using blech.
You don't have to use the special word right away. Perhaps you can save it for the end. Romance the sentence first.
There we go.
I think I'm doing pretty well in terms of points. 260, is that right?
Let's check out the sentences.
The point numbers really depends on how everyone else is doing.
Okay.
Trump looks like a blech. Someone went with the Trump. Yellow is my least favorite shade of blech. So we have...
Now let's vote.
The hospital was so unsettling, then I realized it was painted blech. Trump looks like a blech. Yellow is my least favorite shade of blech, and religion turns me into blech. Of course, someone had to get the Trump joke in. I approve. And
the
yellow
most
is my
favorite
least
sentence
favorite.
is-
Got 2. So you just got 1,000 points for that one.
This is exactly what the
I
dictionary
spoke the
needed.
truth. Yellow
How
is my least
perfect are
favorite shade of
you?
blue.
But now, let's see who got the most points.
Let's check. So I had 1,765, you had 1,270, 1,140, and then 440.
I hope you play again. I just found a word in
Nice.
my box of very tiny pencils.
I'll go a new player to let anyone else that in chat that wants to join. New room code is Shizwa.
How do you spell Shizwa?
SJZW. Shizwa. I wouldn't even know how to.
I did not hear J in that, so good thing I asked.
I swear I'm an English teacher. I swear I can England good. My England is the best England. Give it a few moments. So, in terms of your writing, what part of the process have you found the hardest? Was it writing the original drafts, editing, or marketing?
Definitely marketing, because I'm still trying to figure out what works and what doesn't.
Yeah.
Sort of a crap show, because everybody will say they have the best newsletter, they have the best blog tour, they have the best platform for promoting, but at the time they just don't really work. They can't really give you anything near what they promised.
Yeah.
When you go into these sites like Amazon or BookBub, you're trying to figure out how to use the bidding technology. It's just very confusing, and you can get lost in the weeds and lose a lot of money in the process.
Yeah, that's... Honestly, that is what would... If I ever finish my own book, that's what's going to probably turn me off or make me hesitant to go the self-publishing route, is just having to do all of that. But I guess in a similar way, not identical, but it's... I think a lot of it is like trying to advertise anything, whether it be a YouTube channel, a Twitch stream, a book. It's just a learning curve, and it's sort of not enough to just stick with one thing. Like, if you only post on Twitter, then you're just limiting yourself. But you've got to find what options work and what options...
And
were a
Twitter's
waste of
not
time.
the biggest platform. I find that I get a lot more engagement despite having way less followers on Instagram.
Yeah, that... I
Or
mean,
you have to post anything.
yeah, I can kind of understand that. Like, I think last time I checked, you've got something like 17,000 followers on Twitter?
Yeah, not even 17 of them like my posts. I mean,
Yeah.
there's very little engagement on Twitter. I've been posting probably less as a result, because it's becoming less and less with the energy.
Yeah.
Pretty much only doing things now that are related to my writing. I'm really doing... I mean, I do one mythology post a week now.
Yeah,
I'm
because
not doing the short story things. It's just
like I used to see
with
like
the energy
a
anymore.
post a day from you about like the different mythologies and things like that, and they were always like one of the highlights of my day on Twitter. But
But then 20 likes turned into 5 likes. And then I had posts that didn't get any engagement at all. It's just like, I have thousands of followers, but who am I posting this for?
yeah, it's also
It's
strange
kinda like
because
the market spoken.
like you'll see someone post like the most mundane question and get 100,000 comments, 3 million likes, 250,000 retweets. It's like, What's your favorite color?
It's simplicity that people eat up. Sometimes I'll post something like that just to get some more engagement, more traffic towards my page. I don't really even engage with the post that much. I'll
Mm.
do a couple of the answers, but that's really it. I
And
just let it watch it get like 2,000, 5,000, 10,000,
yeah.
30,000 seconds.
And then there's like,
Unfortunately,
oh, sorry, you go.
I'm just saying that's unfortunately the game with Twitter. There's not really much passion for quality.
Mm.
Just go after the really simple posts. If you do something really intricate like a short story or mythology post that you spend like 20 minutes putting together, it's like 2 likes.
Yeah, God, I just lost my train of thought. What was I going to say? Then you get, like, the people who just expect the follow for follow, and they're like, oh, I followed you, but you didn't follow me back. And it's like, well, a follow's not a guaranteed refollow. Like, it just that, sure, a follow for follow will get you the numbers, but if you don't have the engagement, what's the point of follow for follow?
Yeah, I mean, I typically do a follow for follow thing because you never know who's going to be
Mm,
interested in your work. Not necessarily be another writer. You should be targeting to only other writers because it's just going to be such a niche market.
yeah.
Because anybody could find you no matter what they're doing, and they might be interested in what you're doing. And so to reciprocate's a nice first step. You
So,
can make a sale anywhere.
yeah, I can understand that as well. I kind of stopped doing the follow for follow because, at least in terms of engagement, like, sure, my followers were going up, but engagement wasn't, and so I was sort of like, well. And the same thing exists with Twitch. Like, there's this whole small streamer side of things on Twitter as well, and they'll be like, follow for follow, do this, get your followers up on Twitch. And your first 50 followers on Twitch, you need. You need to have 50 followers to reach the affiliate step. But the other thing you also need on the Twitch side of things is you need average views. And if you're not having someone watch, then follow for follow just, it's a false inflation.
Yeah, I feel like I've kind of reached that state with Twitter.
Yeah.
But I don't really like to post as much on there that I used to. I'm trying to explore with other different social media platforms. Instagram, I used to do follow for follow, but I'm kind of experimenting now, just only following pages of other writers, other creatives, things that I'd actually like to see.
Mm,
And my growth has definitely been stunted, but I feel like there are a lot more people sticking around. I'm not getting as many unfollows.
yeah. I guess it's all just, it's a game, really. It's a game
I'll
that we.
probably start doing that on Twitter pretty soon too.
What was that? I missed that last part.
I'll probably start doing the same thing on Twitter pretty soon.
Mm.
Just stop doing the whole follow for follow thing.
I think it's useful up to a point, but from a certain point, it's sort of artificial inflation. I guess there's
Once I reach,
there's not really a right or wrong answer. I think it's something that works for one person will be a catastrophic failure for the next. Alright, I'm gonna hit everybody's in. We've got 4 people. 4 people's a good number for this game.
Oh, yeah, we're doing this thing. Welcome to the dictionary. It's a word game, and also, somehow, a retirement home for horses. You are my chosen family. In the dictionarium, you will get a word you haven't heard before. You're going to define it, create a synonym, and use it in a sentence. You vote, you laugh, yada yada, it's a game! If you're just watching right now, join the audience. Enter the room code and play along.
I'm not seeing anything here, just the big asterisks. Has the game started yet?
Yep. You should see round 1
device.
starting now, so you should have a word about...
Write a definition for this word on your device.
Now. Muffbiff.
This word appears when I close my eyes and desperately try to fall asleep. Generating ideas is like generating power. There's no great way to go about it. The Earth is in trouble.
I don't know how I feel about my answer.
Yeah, I think pretty much all of mine are either really predictable or some other form of just
Show me
awful.
the money, honey.
Muffbiff, we have what the lady said about power is wrong. Okay. So we have
And
the
now
secret
is the
basement your
time for
uncle's is
voting.
having.
Choose your favorite
A
definition.
mouth
Your
breather.
favorite
The
is
true
the one
largest
you like the
species of
best.
rodent, and ragged as old British
And remember,
lady.
you can award bonus points to the ones that tickled you. When there's a tie, I pick my favorite.
The secret basement your uncle's is having. Okay. I'm gonna guess yours was the rodent.
This
Was.
dictionary entry needs some synonyms to flesh it out. Ew, flesh. Write down a fresh new word to pair with the fresh new definition on your crusty old device.
If you continue through my
This is a
series, you'll
quick
find
round.
that I like to supersize a lot of different animals. I don't know if I'll ever have something called a muffbeth, which is like a giant rodent, but you never know. Rodents get pretty big in book 20.
The rodent of unusual ROUS. Muffet, secret basement your uncle's is having. Sure, let's go with this.
Quick, submit! Time is almost up!
So we have for synonyms for the secret
Time to
basement your
witness
uncle's
these
is
words.
having.
Choose the word that best fits the
touchy.
definition.
What's a synonym? Is it a bun? Verdile and Candyland. Are they in chat? No, that sounds like a them answer. Verdile.
And
I
the
see my
winning
Candyland
synonym
one.
is...
Would you like to go to Candyland? The mental image that gives is terrifying.
Which we read about in book 21.
Great! Now we have a brand new word and definition. Let's use it. Write a sentence that incorporates the word on your device. I suggest putting one word in front of the other, but I can't tell you how to live your life.
Do you have any... I was about to say, do you have any other plans for today, but I forget that it's going on 9 PM for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, it's got just hit 10 AM. 10 AM on Monday, the 29th of March.
Simply submit sentences.
Wow.
Snow! Right, Snow!
It's quite a trip being 13 hours ahead
Yeah.
where I am.
Let's survey these sentences.
And then my mod who lives in New Zealand, where I'm from, they're 4 hours ahead of me. So for them, it is 2 PM on Monday, the 29th.
Ow. Okay. I didn't even know there were countries that were like that far ahead.
Yeah.
Time to put your
New
I mean,
Zealand
the
is
capital is
on.
New Zealand's the first country to welcome in the new year. Uncle Ben is luring me into Candyland for extra fun time. I hope we're going to play on the Xbox. Oh god. My uncle turned his basement into Candyland. Things were not all sugar and gumdrops in the curse-ridden Candyland. God, fucking damn it, they're all good. They're all terrifying as well. Yeah, every time the conversation comes up about,
And the most votes went to this one.
my Uncle Ben is luring me into Candyland for extra fun time. God damn it. Good old Uncle Ben, right?
And voila! I
The
am
Um,
so
guy on the
lucky
right
you
now.
all were here to make this so good.
I just
Forget
imagine the
that.
guy
Who
like the
won?
you know the rice brand Uncle Ben's.
Yeah, I was thinking that as well, but I then sort of thought, Spider-Man.
Come back again soon. There is a mysterious new word smoking a
Spider-Man?
cigarette on my balcony.
Spider-Man's Uncle Ben.
Yeah, I'm not familiar enough with the lore to know that he has an uncle named Ben.
Yeah, that's his origin story. Uncle Ben gets shot.
Okay, yeah, I'm not really into superheroes.
Fair, fair. I'm going to
That's
change the
probably very.
game. And I'm going to swap over to some trivia murder.
I feel like all my answers are too serious. They weren't funny enough.
Yeah, I like that game, but that game's sort of good in short bursts, I feel. This next game is Trivia Murder, which is, very, very interesting. You can play Trivia Murder single player. Don't know why you would, but new code is XFLT.
Maybe you're trying to act something out, and that's why you want to play it alone. Will this scheme work? Will that scheme fail?
But yeah, I keep losing my train of thought. Every time the conversation of like how far ahead different countries are, stabbers, is it always reminds me of one of the most idiotic posts I've ever seen on social media in my life. And it was in regards to 9/11. And
I can already tell this is not going to go well.
some idiot posted like, I can't believe China is X amount of hours ahead. They could have told us this was going to happen. And the person seemed completely serious. It's like, that's not how time zones work, you absolute cretin.
So there are time zones, and then there's time travel. He clearly got a little confused there.
It's like the thing that I found out a few years ago was why the international date line doesn't cross any country. Like, it misses every landmass, and it's entirely to stop people getting freaked out by being able to be in two different days at the same time.
Yeah. And by the way, assuming China is about 10, maybe 12 hours ahead of us, really enough time to take any serious action for something like that?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I mean, whoever posted that just failed on every conceivable front. It was just so funny, so tragic, because he was probably very legitimate in thinking that.
Some people are
Just
just
shame on them.
some people are just dumb. Big dumbs.
All you can really do is correct them and then laugh at them a little afterwards.
Yeah. Indeed, indeed. Okay, so we've got 3 people. That's enough for trivia murder. So yeah, you'll be given a question. You'll be given 4 answers. If you get it right, you get points, or rather in this case, money. If you get it wrong, you go to a mini game where you might get killed, and then you have to keep playing, because you can still win even if you die.
Trivia Murder Party 2.
Yeah.
It must be pretty good if they got a sequel.
Trivia Murder's fantastic. I've turned off US-centric questions though, because I normally play this with not really US
Welcome
people.
to my murder hotel.
So
I see that you called ahead and requested minimal tutorial interruptions during your stay, so...
Well,
First
I'm
question.
not really sure what kind of questions to expect, so
What does PS stand for?
up for any.
what does PS
As
stand
soon as
for?
they come up.
Use your device to answer the question.
Yeah, if you can watch the either the stream on Twitch or I'm
Time's
streaming it in
almost up.
Discord for you as well, just so that you get the instructions a bit.
And the correct answer is... Who got the question right?
Good, everyone
Way
knew that
too
one.
easy.
Oh, okay. So there's a
Let's
full
keep
screen on
moving.
here.
If you're lost in the Sahara Desert, which country could you be in?
Well, they're giving pretty easy questions so far. And before I get this wrong.
Who picked this?
Stabbers.
Which leaves only you. Come with me. Welcome to room
Stabbers.
105. Now we learn obedience. Follow as many rules as you can before time runs out.
Sure, there's actually no
Everyone else
delay.
is playing too. If any of them correctly follow more rules than you, I will kill you.
So just follow the
The
rules.
rules are already on your device. Go, go! Is it clear that this game is called Rules because you have to follow a bunch of rules? Man, naming stuff is hard. Rule time is coming to an end. I guess you were overruled.
Pun overruled.
This elevator's going up, regardless of whether your score is.
So yeah, Stabbers
Let's
still
pick
gets
up-
the... Oh, what was that?
Let's try another
Like
one.
my little puppet here, the
According
gray
to
guy.
averages,
Yep.
who's got the biggest
He's
brain?
very knowledgeable despite only getting a 7.
I feel like this is a trick question.
Time's run. Who picked this?
Oh, good, it wasn't.
That's annoying. Let's keep moving.
I saw a picture of a dolphin's brain
Which
recently.
ocean does not have sharks?
It may not be in proportion with the sperm whale, but it's a large animal.
Hudgy's gonna be so disappointed in me.
Who picked this?
Oh, okay, I was right. Good.
I'll have to kill my writers. Let's try another one. Why are brown eggs usually more expensive than white eggs?
I
Almost out of time.
honestly don't know, and I think I got this wrong.
I didn't even know they were more expensive.
Who
I
picked
didn't either.
this?
Yep. I thought that after I
Everybody's
answered.
wrong. Follow me. Welcome to room 217. Let's roll them bones.
I think we
Roll
do
as much as you want to add to your
Meteor,
score. I'll kill the
but
player
I'm not
with the
a
lowest
yeah,
score.
yeah. NZ
But go
definitely
over
has white
21
eggs.
and you die instead. And don't forget, if they roll a skull, that adds 1 to everyone's score. This is a game for people who like blackjack but hate using cards. You busted. Skulls, dice, explosions. Now that's entertainment.
We're gonna be playing Dungeon Dice Monsters.
Doing dice monsters.
Remember the
Oh,
book
that's a cool guy.
Eloise about a little girl living in a hotel causing mischief? I'm like her, but with more murder. Let's keep moving. What is a sugar glider?
My moderator would murder me if I got this answer wrong. Momonga.
Who picked this?
Sugar
One of
gliders
you
are
is still
adorable.
alive. It's
Have you ever seen
time.
one?
I haven't.
They're
I got it wrong.
very
It's magic
small,
time.
soft, cute mammals.
Pick a space
And they
inside
can
the
glide.
box to
They're
hide.
adorable.
Oh, I sure do hope you're clustered. Any good magic trick needs some helpful volunteers. Good news, I'm giving you a sword. On your device, choose a row or a column to run your sword through. Sword is a weird sounding word, right? Swords. Swords. Sword. Mind freak.
So you got stabbed and then electrocuted.
The final round isn't ready yet. You're
Pretty
not
rough.
all supposed to die before that.
That shit's the stabbing didn't kill you first.
Hey, wake up! You were having a horrible dream where you died before getting to the final round. That won't happen again. It's time for the next question. What is a Nobel Prize made of?
I don't know the actual answer. I have a guess though.
Who picked this?
Well, shit.
Everyone is wrong. Time for consequences. Hopefully you can defend yourself from ESP. Type in an answer that fits this category. Everyone else will answer too. And if anyone matches you, you die. Write your answers now.
Now, who did you guess?
Now, let's see if there are any matches. Nobody guessed that? Aw, man.
Who was your favorite character in Friends?
Probably Chandler.
Yeah, Chandler was mine as well. His
Just-
fucking sarcasm.
We're here.
Yeah, I just
The final
always
round
liked the
is
jokes that he
close.
made.
Yeah.
And his backstory is just quite bizarre
Not
compared
counting
to
leap
everybody
years,
else's.
how many hours closer to death are you every time a year passes?
I don't know, and I'm terrible at quick maths. Sure, let's go this one. It's probably wrong, but
Time's almost up. Who picked?
yep,
this?
I'm wrong. None of us are good at
Everyone
maths.
is wrong. I want to show you something. Let's see if the safe players are good at forgery. Oh, hey, look! The ghost of my Aunt Mildred is writing on this mirror. Pay attention to her unique handwriting. Now, Aunt Mildred is going to write a different word, but so will all the safe players. Draw a word on the mirror
Oh
and
shit, I
maybe
didn't
you'll trick
even
someone
pay
into
attention to
thinking
what
it's Aunt
handwriting
Mildred's.
was like.
Go ahead and start writing. Pay attention to the words as they appear and try to spot my auntie. So many convincing words to choose from. Now, type the word that Aunt Mildred wrote, or you die. Enter the right word now, or you... Would the real Aunt Mildred please stand up? Aunt Mildred would, like, never say that. Let me show you what's behind the looking glass.
And we don't get to the final round.
Ah, crap, I killed everybody?
Maybe.
I
Okay,
guess I'll
weird.
bring one of you back.
Normally you only get one free life.
See, having the most money is good for something. The time has come.
So now it's the final round.
Congrats on making it here alive. But can you escape?
So if you overtake people, you steal
Here's
their
your
life
first
back,
category.
and you've got to be the first person to escape.
Marie Kondo's rules of tidying. Tap each answer that fits the category, and then press submit.
Marie Kondo's rules of tidying.
Time is almost up.
Don't know.
Let's see the right answers. Animals in Animal Farm. Time is almost up. It's not too late to close this gap. Taller than the Eiffel Tower.
I don't know. But I was right.
A lot of lucky guesses. Next question. Countries bordering the Indian Ocean. Yeah, this is turning into a serious lead. Don't look behind you.
Oh yeah, if you get hit by the darkness, then you're out.
Are you afraid of the
That's
dark?
no good.
Shakespeare quotes. Time is almost up.
No, that's not Shakespeare.
Kind of a
Hoth
gimme.
the Raven is... I forget who that is.
Geologic time periods. The end is near, but in a good way.
Trivia is not my strong suit.
Not so fast. If you want to break through that barrier, you'll need a perfect answer to this question. And that includes the third answer choice now, too.
Fucked if I know. None of them.
Coca-Cola brands.
See, that one's
Time is
real
almost up.
ambiguous because it depends on what country.
That's by darkness. That's pretty brutal.
Yep, pretty brutal indeed. I will do a reboot franchise. If you do sequel, then anyone who died will come back as like their name Junior, or if it's the third time, the second, the third, the fourth. New code is AWRT. AWRT. Let's say winner of... This is how I'll do the giveaway. Winner of this round would you be? Are you comfortable doing it that way? Winner of the next round wins the books.
You don't have to worry about me winning this and end up getting my own books because I suck at this game.
I mean,
I
yeah.
thought we want,
If you
I
or
thought
I
we want
win,
to win.
we'll sort something else out. But if neither you nor I win, then we can do it that way. So yeah, we'll do it that way. Winner
Yeah.
of this round will win an e-book copy of JJ Egosi's.
I thought we wanted to do a winner and then a runner-up because there are 2 books to win.
Yeah. Runner-up will. Alright. And of course, someone's put their name as butt stuff.
Well, know where their values are. From the buff muscly guy this time. Rather than like the bookish character that I had before. With picking a winner and a runner-up is we really need to have a lot of players in this game.
Yeah, so like runner-up we can sort out with a different way. I might just use the wheel spin that I did the last time I did a giveaway.
Yeah.
I'll give it until
Even
10.
if somebody, yeah. Because even if somebody joined right now, they would still be guaranteed first or second place because
Yeah.
you wouldn't count towards it.
Yeah, I'll give it until
I feel like butt stuff is gonna. They're gonna get the first place just for playing the game.
yeah, I'll give it until 10:30. If we get a few more players, then we'll do it this way. If not, I'll just do a wheel spin.
I mean, I don't know if I can stay up. Yeah, I typically try to go to bed by around 11.
So it's currently 10:28 here, so I'll give 2 minutes for anyone else to
Oh,
extra
right.
join.
Oh, right.
Yeah, sorry.
Thinking,
Yeah.
Like you say, like 10:28 p.m. over here.
No. 10:30 in the morning, my side.
Yeah. That's a big time difference to get used to.
Yeah. It sucks, like,
Furthest I've ever traveled, yeah.
because I watch a lot of Achievement Hunter stuff, and the time difference between when they upload and myself is killer. Because it used to be before my current job that I would watch the episode every night when it was uploaded at 11 p.m. But now that I have to be up by like 6 in the morning to get to school, I just can't do it. It's...
Yeah, you think I get used to the 13-hour time difference because I'm always on different streaming sites waiting for the next episode of anime to come out.
Yeah, so speaking of anime, I've got 2 questions for you. What is your number 1 anime, your all-time favorite, is question 1.
As far as just like a very short project, I very much liked Elfen Lied. Dark Fantasy. Yeah, so for those who don't know it, it's a pretty old one, I guess. It came out in 2004. I thought it would be more in the fantasy leaning, but it had way more of a sci-fi edge. The first episode, I remember it being so violent. It just stuck out to me. And actually heavily influenced the writing style for DemonHeart. Because if you read the first chapter, it is just pulling you in with sheer violence.
Yeah.
That's what I want to go.
I still remember the opening to Elfen Lied. It grabs your attention, to say the least.
It was so violent, but it was so beautiful in a way. It
Yeah.
had one song from the entire soundtrack. It's played differently, and you could never forget it.
Yep.
I mean, the themes of the Diclonius being used as lab experiments, being so dehumanized, and turning them into these monsters. Then you're seeing what the humans are doing. I mean, it just got such this moral decay going on. Who's the real monster here? It becomes more and more difficult to tell.
Yeah.
And I just love that show so much, and I wasn't expecting anything like that. I thought it would be like a bunch of elves going on a quest.
Yep. No, yeah, Elfen Lied's a good one. For me, it's hands down Steins Gate.
Steins Gate is great.
Nothing's topped Steins Gate for me.
Steins Gate, I use it almost as a metaphor to describe anything that's like boring and irritating at first, but becomes super good as long as you wait. Like, or any experience that pays off for waiting.
Yeah, I can
Because
understand that. Yeah.
in the first 3 episodes, I was so ready to drop this. Then I was like, all my friends said this show is it. It was the best. I'm like, all right, you said it, so I'm gonna stick around, and they were right.
See,
It's a really good.
I wasn't bored with the first few episodes, but I thought it was like, oh, this is just gonna be like a comedy, a little bit of sci-fi, a little bit of science, mostly comedy. Yeah, I could dig something casual. And then like episode 5 or 6, and it's just like, oh yeah, by the way, fuck you.
Yeah, it got really different.
Yeah, like there was sort of like hints that the tone started to change, and then like episode 5 or 6, I think it might have been 6, it just is like, oh yeah, by the way, character dead, fuck you.
And the shift in my DemonHeart series took a dramatic shift. I was aggressive with that show. Episode like 3 or 4, like after that. I mean, it got good.
And then question 2 is, what are you currently watching?
I just watched Vinland Saga yesterday. The whole
Okay.
thing.
I've heard that's pretty good. It's on my
It was-
list.
I mean, it's a show about Vikings, so you can't really go wrong. It was very good, for sure. It had a lot of violence, but unfortunately, I felt some of the storylines were falling by the wayside towards the end.
Mhm.
The ending was so confusing. It's one of those shows that desperately needs a second season.
Yeah.
Fortunately, it got confirmed. So, fingers crossed they clean up the mess they made, not just all the blood in the last couple episodes, and there was a lot for the series.
Yeah. For
But,
me,
I mean, there was just a lot of murder, a lot of heartache, a lot of terrible backstories. I feel like they kind of had Naruto in the background when they were writing this show. A lot of villages, a lot of tragedy.
yeah.
It's like Naruto, but with Vikings instead of ninjas.
See, I hate Naruto.
Okay.
Controversial opinion, but there's 4 reasons that I don't like
Or
it.
I thought this through.
The first 3 reasons are named Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura.
Okay. So you don't like the power trio.
I don't like the power trio. And the
Well,
final
power
reason
trio.
is I don't like how much fucking filler there is.
Yeah, you're not going to get filler in Vinland Saga, and I think the characters in Vinland Saga are more compelling.
I feel Naruto.
I mean, you have two children, but there are a lot of adults.
Mm.
They kind of have their own more political motives, how they're trying to advance through the different regions, trying to conquer different lands.
Yeah.
I mean, if you like Vikings, it's a
I
must
like
watch.
Vikings. Yeah, for me, like, I don't like Naruto because every time I've tried to watch it, the character of Naruto, he's got the typical shonen, I'm a lovable idiot, but he doesn't have anything else to counter it. Like, sure, Goku is a lovable idiot and a complete moron, but he's a smart fighter. Luffy is a complete idiot, but he's a smart fighter. Naruto always just felt like a one-trick pony to me. He would just go through
Yeah,
the
I gotta
same...
try the One Piece. I gotta try the One Piece challenge at some point.
It's good,
Yeah,
but at the same time, I totally understand people not wanting to touch One Piece because it's freaking long. Some of the arcs are a
yeah.
bit but for the most part, One Piece is great.
shows almost 1,000 episodes. They can't all be winners.
Sasuke just reminds me of Batman, a two-dimensional emo. Like, there doesn't feel like there's any depth. They try to give him depth, and there's just no depth. And Sakura is physically strong and intimidating and, like, should be amazing, but is always played as the damsel in distress.
I feel like Naruto may have been trying to reinvent the whole shonen archetype,
Yeah.
trying to leave behind the roots from Dragon Ball Z, and so there were a lot of rough ideas, mistakes you might call them, with Naruto. I think later ones like maybe Bleach or Fairy Tail improved upon. Bleach is my favorite shonen, by the way.
See,
Sorry, not
I
Tail,
used to
yeah.
love Bleach. Like, it was one of the first animes I watched. But as I started watching more and more anime, Bleach it started just falling down my list. And like, I still enjoy it, but Ichigo just became such a whiny little bitch.
Sorry, I meant to say Fairy Tail.
Fairy Tail, like, I mean, I've cosplayed most forms of Gargiel, and I have Gargiel's guild mark as a tattoo.
Gargiel's great.
Gargiel is best boy, there is
Some
no
such
other
great
answer.
characters, though.
The answer to best
Yeah.
boy is Gargiel. If you say anyone else, you are categorically wrong, and I will fight you on this.
Fair.
Like, I love Natsu's storyline, but Gargiel, I feel, has the best character arc in that show. Because he goes from the arrogant...
I like about Fairy Tail. Yeah.
He starts off as the arrogant, violent, dangerous, almost sociopathic... No, not sociopathic, psychopathic villain. And then he actually goes through character development, and he changes... And, like, he's still a complete tsundere by the end, but he's actually changed and grown and made attempts to repent for his crimes. Whereas Natsu's the same from the start of the show to the end of the show. Great character, love him, but Natsu doesn't have a character arc. Natsu's Natsu from episode 1 to last episode, and same in the manga. He doesn't grow. He's Natsu through and through. Happy is happy
And
through and through.
And here's the thing I think really works with that. I mean, Gajiel's got this villain turned good sort of archetype that I really enjoy. But with Natsu, I think there's a certain genius that comes with him being the same way all throughout, because he's gone through so much heartache throughout the course of the series, but he's never allowed that to turn him into something that he's not.
Yeah. And I mean, not
Kind
every
of the problem with the
not every
made
character
today
needs a
is
huge
a lot
arc.
of characters. Yeah, a lot of characters, like even the slightest inconvenience, and they turn into a total edgelord.
Yep.
Natsu, he just took it all, no problem, keeping that smile throughout the whole series. And you really need a character like that in a series. You know,
Yeah.
that's part of what really balanced out the character cast. You had characters like Gajiel, and you had characters on the other side of the spectrum like Natsu. Sometimes it's like it's used to a lack of change.
There we go. Starting the game round. But yeah, Fairy Tail used to be my number one until Steins Gate, and I still love Fairy Tail, but it has slipped down the rankings a bit. But it's still one of my my good ones. A more obscure one which is the first anime I ever watched, was DN Angel. That one was really well done.
And Angel. I don't know if I've heard of that one. Sounds like something I could be interested in.
It's very good. It deals with this family of they have the tagline the Phantom Thieves, and
Okay, first question.
the gene passed down through the
In
family.
the play
It's-
Romeo and Juliet, how
really
old is
good.
Juliet? Use your device to answer the question. That means the audience too.
But yeah, it's very good. For that one, I would recommend. Personally, I would now.
Time's running out.
If you'd asked me like 3 years ago, I would have said, yeah, watch the dub. The dub's good. I would now tell you to watch the sub.
Same.
Simply because of who one of
And
the
the
voice
correct
actors is.
answer is... Who got the question right?
Or who's one of the voice actors is.
Mignana.
The rest
Oh,
of
that
you,
guy. Okay.
follow
Yeah,
me.
that guy. It's the same reason that I don't think I can ever watch the Full Metal
And here are
Alchemist
your
dub
bags.
dub
Welcome to
anymore.
Room 105.
It's a shame
Yeah, I didn't know.
because...
The lost art of
You
letter
go.
writing. I'm going to dictate a
Just
message
kind
to
of waiting
you.
for things
Write
to
down as
load
much
on
of
my
what I say
screen
as
here.
you can.
Yeah.
They will be typing too. And if they type better than you die. And the letter begins
Oh, there's diction.
now.
Yeah.
Dear
We
people
doing?
of the neighborhood, have you seen this cat? It has the eyes of a cat that has seen far too much and answers to the name Muffin. It has been missing for 5 years, but I have reason to believe it's immortal. Please do not feed it, for it eats only darkness. Time's up. Okay, now let me just collect your letters, and here's how you did. But did anyone do better than you?
I
You
didn't
were
know.
not the best. That's not even close to what I said.
So I think, butt stuff is not in the game right now. That's fine, that's fine.
A bunch of stuff is really about to
I
pull
always
two
want to
books
just
for
push all
doing
the
nothing.
buttons, but don't worry, I'll stay focused.
If they've gone AFK, then I'll do it as the
Let's
wheel
try
spin.
another one.
They might just want to do a
Which
wheel
of these
spin.
lists
Yeah.
of horse gates are in order from slowest to fastest?
Walk, canter, trot, gallop, walk, trot, canter, gallop. Trot, walk, canter, gallop, walk, trot, gallop, gallop, canter. Oh,
Almost out
no,
of
I fucked
time.
up. I fucked up.
This kind of shows you can't even give my books away. Bunch of stuff had the opportunity to win both books, and they just
This.
walked.
Probably because I took too long to start the game. Yeah, I fucked
The
up. I
rest
pushed
of you,
1 instead of 2.
Come with me.
God damn it.
And we talked about it anyway for quite a while.
Salutations!
I still wanted to
Welcome back to the killing room.
About the fun stuff. No time for anime.
Another dice game? I know, I'm like obsessed with dice. We start by handing out extra dice. Go ahead, give your die to someone to make life harder for them.
Yeah. Oh, no, okay, they are in the game.
Time to roll. The player with the highest total dies.
How
What
do you
can I
have...
say?
Jesus
Dice just
Christ.
roll like that.
That is bad luck.
I never thought I'd be back here running the old family murder hotel. I also thought I'd never own a pair of Crocs, but the blood just washes off so easily.
I think you can also eat Crocs.
Let's keep moving.
They made it of like
Where
corn
would you
oil,
find
so
a
if you
kitty's
could
carpet
actually cook
whiskers?
them.
Carpal whiskers. I'm gonna say this one just because of... Yeah,
Time's almost up.
probably wrong, but...
Who picked
Yes,
this?
I was right. I was thinking because carpal tunnel.
One of you is still alive. It's time. Time to try to save yourself with a password. Enter a real 4-letter word with your device. Make it hard to guess. If your password gets cracked, you die. Now everyone else will try to crack the password. As a team, guess the password on your device. You get a clue if your guess has a letter in the right spot. If anyone figures out the password before time runs out, I will reward you all. This is a team effort, so share clues out loud with each other.
That was a real 4-letter word.
Pretty weak password.
Boat. Like a Viking boat. A long ship.
You're all dead already? What the heck, guys?
Time rewind.
Did we just go back in time? That's crazy. Try to stay alive a little longer this time, huh? It's time for the next question. Which of these hands wins in a game of blackjack? Time's running out. Who picked this?
21. Because the ace can be a
Only
1
a
or an
ghost
11.
got it wrong. I don't like seeing that. Let's try another one. Where is the ancient city of Petra?
Maybe, I don't know. I feel like I should know this.
This. Everyone is wrong. Time for consequences. It's my old friend, the loser wheel. Spin that thing.
Oh, well, this is just unfortunate. Spin the wheel.
Spin, you magnificent
I've
wheel.
never seen anyone not die on this wheel. Will this be the first time? Nope.
Not gonna lie, that hit the spot. If you think I'm gonna just keep handing out do-overs to get you to the final round, you're wrong. Bye-bye.
Yep. See, we don't get to the final round that time.
It's a cool concept, though. I definitely don't have enough spinning wheels in my books.
Weak roller,
Can do
low wood
something
per
like
minute, and bad odds. Audience could not escape in time. So we killed our audience. Sorry, audience. Okay, so let's see. Not many people left in chat so far. I guess it's one of the hard things about setting up a stream like this is, yes, Meteor, you died. You died with us. It's very hard to, like, unless it's a weekend, when is the best time to do it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. Anyone in chat? It's giveaway time.
Because I don't know if the time zones are for the people in the chat, but it's still technically the weekend where I am.
Yeah, like some people it's like 1 in the morning, others it's Monday morning, others it's Sunday night.
I think people just want to find out right away if they could win the book. They didn't want to wait through the hour 45 or however long it's been.
Yeah, it's weird. Monday now for most of the world apparently. Like I did something similar for my brother's burger place, and I think I averaged like 8 viewers across it. But that was on I think that was in a weekend evening. And like that was targeted only for New Zealand as well, which made it easier. Ah, Mama Moore, thank you for the follow. So we've got Meteor, Mama Moore. Pinky is in chat, but they're lurking, so I'll add them. And you know, I'll add my mod. They're not in
Yeah, I
anymore.
love the names of these accounts. Pinky and Butt Stuff. You really know how. Well, they really know how to pick.
So, so with Pinky, so their actual username is Pinkosaurus.
Okay.
But I met them through another streamer, and they always just get called Pinky in that chat, so I just refer to them as Pinky. So we've got 4 people that I can put in. Alright. Wheel decide. Alright. Mama more. And Chrome decided it wanted to crash on me. Thank you, Chrome. And my OBS... Oh, there we go. My OBS is back. My computer just had a hissy fit there. Mama more. Hajime. Meteor. And... Pinky. Alright. Apply wheel changes. And now... Display capture. Gotta do... Alright. Spin the wheel for prize number 1. Prize 1 goes to... Pinky. Ponky. Pinky wins.
Oh, is that the grand prize, both books?
So Pinky has been in from the start. He's just been in lurk mode.
Okay.
And then... Oh, hold on. So remove
You're
Pinky.
working. Congratulations.
And then Hajime wins. Hajime wins 1 book.
Okay.
Okay, so I will...
Well, congratulations, Pinkosaurus and Hajime.
This is the winners to arrange your prizes. Okay, so... Is there anything else that you would like to let people know about your books, about you, about writing, any advice or parting words before we end for today?
Sure. So my writing is very influenced by dreams. The first book was actually inspired by a dream I had in college of a guy who's scouring the medieval world for his lost organs, which contained his memories. I had to take a few ideas out to make it less surreal and make it more physical, you could say. That became the first book, writing ever since. And right now the first book is out, the second book is also out, and the third book I plan to have out by mid-July. So look out for that, especially Pinky and Hajime, because now you've got the first books. Ready to go.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Yeah.
And yeah, hopefully we can do something like this again, maybe when the next book comes out or something.
There'll always be a new book for me every 4 months.
But yeah, I enjoyed this. I think this was good fun.
Yeah, for sure.
But for everyone in chat, thank you for coming along. I think now is probably a good place to end the stream for today. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your mornings, afternoons, and evenings, depending where in the world you are. And I will see you all next time. Goodbye for now.